Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today's video, we're going to talk start collecting Warhammer Age of Sigmar, and today we're going to take a look at the Disciples of Tzeentch Vanguard box set, and how we can use this particular box set to start an army for the current season of Warhammer Age of Sigmar in Andtor. Now, we're going to go through the contents of this box set, take a look at all the units, what they do, how they can be built, the options they have, and talk briefly about what they do on the tabletop as well, before having a look at some other units we can use to expand upon this initial purchase. We'll then finally finish off the video with a little sample army list of 1,000 points for you to use, hopefully as some inspiration for starting your own Disciples of Tzeentch force in Andtor for the current season of Warhammer Age of Sigmar. And so, to begin with, first of all, this box set is led by a hero called the Magister on Disc of Tzeentch. 6 wounds, a 4+ save, but a nice 16-inch flying move is really useful. This allows the wizard to get where it needs to be, and you've also got the 1 cast and 1 unbind. Now you do have a ability called Magic Touch, where in the first casting attempt made by this unit in your hero phase is successful and the spell is not unbound, this unit can attempt to cast 1 extra spell in that phase. If it does so and the casting roll for the extra spell however is a double, the casting attempt automatically fails and this unit is just outright slain. If this happens, you can choose for this unit to be transformed into a spawn instead of being slain. Now we do have a spell on this model called Bolt of Tzeentch. This is just a straight up damage dealing spell that does D3 mortal wounds, but you can say the first enemy model slain by the spell each time it is cast is transformed into a Chaos Spawn instead of being slain. So you probably want to go get some Chaos Spawn models. Now, joining this model, first of all, we have the first of a couple of battle line units in this box set that are Kharak Acolytes. Now, the Kharak Acolytes have a couple of different weapon options. You can take 3 Cursed Glaives for every 10 model in the unit. These are nice damage to Ren 1 weapons. Other than that, you've got either your Cursed Blade and Shields, which are going to provide you with a ward save, or you've got the pair of Cursed Blades as well, which just provides you with a couple more attacks. The Scroll of Dark Arts does give the unit the ability of +1 to cast and unbind because the unit is a wizard and has the sorcery spell where they can improve the rend of their Sorcerous Bolt's ranged attack to -1. This would give them each a single attack at 4s to hit, 3s to wound, Ren 1, damage 1. Now, like I said, you can have a variety of different weapon options. Each model in the Kharak Acolyte unit is armed with the Sorcerous Bolts as standard, but one of the following weapon options, Cursed Blade and Arcanite Shield, or pair of Cursed Blades, so you can mix between the two if you want. Now, the next battle line option we have here is a unit of Tzeentch. Like the other unit of Kharak Acolytes, they have the option of either having paired weapons or weapon and a shield, and this will be allowed to freely mingle and mix between the unit. Now, you've also got Savage Great Blades, where you can have 2 in every 5 models in the unit having those Savage Great Blades, which is really nice. But then you've also got a couple of extra little models. So the Tzeentch Mutant as well has its cool little attacks. So what this is going to do is provide you with a few extra attacks. And then you've got the Ornate Totems ability, where if this unit includes any of its icon bearers, its standard bearers, at the start of your hero phase, you can pick an enemy unit within 18-inch of them, and you can do some mortal wounds. Savagery Unleashed as well means if this unit is ever charging, they will get +1 attack on the turn in which they charge. Next, we have 3 Screamers of Tzeentch. These are a demon unit option, and they're actually the discs of Tzeentch that haven't yet been bound to wizards. So Screamers of Tzeentch do have a nice 16-inch move, 3 wounds each, and a 5+ save. They're demons, so they do have that nice bravery 10, and their Lamprey Bite is 3 attacks at 3s and 3s at Ren 1, damage 1. The big thing is, though, the Slashing Fins, where if they've made a normal move, run, retreated, or made a charge move, you pick an enemy unit and roll a dice for each model in this unit that passed across said enemy unit, and on 4+, they can do a mortal wound. Lastly, we have a unit of Flames of Tzeentch, 3 of them to be specific, 2 wounds each and a 4+ save. They are relatively fragile, but they do have their Warp Flame, which is 3 attacks and 3s to hit, 4s to wound, no rend, damage D3. The Capricious Warp Flame will allow you to add 1 to hit from this unit if this unit's more weapons, the target has 5 or more models, and Guided by Billowing Flames, you can add 1 to their attacks characteristic of this unit's Warp Flame, while they hold within 9-inch of any Exalted Flamers and or friendly Burning Chariots. Today's video is brought to you by Gap Games, a fantastic retailer in Australia for a variety of different miniature war games. If you'd like to help support the channel, we have an affiliate link where by clicking on and purchasing, you'll help support the channel, but you'll also help support Gap Games, which is a fantastic servant to the community. And so, where to look to next? Now, the Disciples of Tzeentch have a really cool ability where if you've got a demon hero near your demon units, they'll actually become -1 to hit. So this is something we definitely want to look at. A bunch of the demon units as well are going to be available to be the Andorian locusts, which is really cool as well. So the first of these is the Change Caster. This is the basic sort of demon wizard on foot. 5 wounds and a 5+ save. You know, nothing to write home about there, but 1 cast, 1 unbind. The Arcane Tome as well allow you to, once per battle, reroll a casting roll for this unit, and if you do so, you add 3 to the new casting roll. Pink Fire of Tzeentch is their spell, and if successfully cast, you pick an enemy unit within range and visible, so a nice 18-inch range, and you subtract 1 from the save rolls for that unit, which is pretty cool. We then have the Fate Skimmer of Herald of Tzeentch on a Burning Chariot. 8 wounds and a 4+ save is really nice here. Now you've got the Magical Flames from your attack, and you've also got a few extra bites in there, which means you can do a decent amount in combat with this model, thanks to the Lamprey bites from the models pulling it. But then you've also got an Arcane Tome, same as the Change Caster, but you've got Wake of Fire where you can deal some mortal wounds after you finish a normal move over an enemy unit. And Red Fire of Tzeentch is a spell allowing you to just deal some mortal wounds in a sort of area effect around you. Lastly, we have the Flux Master. This is the third of these demon wizards we're going to talk about. 6 wounds, 4+ save on a Disc of Tzeentch. So this is going to give you that nice 16-inch move. Now, your big thing, you've got the Arcane Tome, like the other two as well, but Blue Fire of Tzeentch allows you to pick an enemy unit within range and visible to the caster of the spell, roll 9 dice, and for each 5+, the enemy unit suffers a mortal wound, and the caster's army receives a fate point so long as you're playing in Disciples of Tzeentch. Now, lastly, we have the Endless Spells, and these are incredibly important to pick up for your Tzeentch army because you do actually get to cast one of these for free at the beginning of the game. So you have to pay the points for it, but you do want to include one in your army because it's just going to be cast and can't be unbound for free. First of all, we have the Burning Sigil of Tzeentch. This big thing here is going to do mortal wounds, run and turn models into Chaos Spawn. Next, we have the Demonic Simulacrum. This is just straight up mortal wound damage dealing. So it's going to do some nice mortal wounds around, but for each 5+, instead of the 6+ normally, it'll do mortal wounds to an enemy wizard. So it will do much more mortal wounds against an enemy wizard. We then lastly have the Tome of Eyes, which is sort of a buff piece to put next to one a wizard, allowing them to reroll their casting attempts, but also the Parchment Curse as well is a new spell they'll get for having this so they can read out the spell within the book. And you pick an enemy unit within range and visible to the caster of the spell. On a 3+, that unit will suffer D3 mortal wounds. In addition, for each slain model from those mortal wounds, you subtract 1 from the unit's bravery characteristic for the rest of the battle. So here we have our sample army list for the Disciples of Tzeentch. Now, in this force, we've gone for playing in the Host Arcanum, which is one of the many different sub-factions of the Disciples of Tzeentch. And they have a really fun little ability they can use, where they will get some extra dispel potential for their force due to what they are going to do. Once per turn, in the 1st, 3rd, and 5th battle round, so odd-numbered, when a friendly Host Arcanum wizard attempts to unbind a spell, you can choose for that attempt to just be automatically successful. Which is really, really cool, especially when your opponent has these big sort of spells. Now, next up, we've got our grand strategy of Spellcasting Savant. This means we have to keep our general alive and kill all our enemies' wizards. And then we have our leaders. So we have a Magister on Disc of Tzeentch with Glimpse of the Future. This allows us to bring some extra fate dice, which is Tzeentch's sort of army-wide mechanic, allowing you to effectively, as would be, cheat, knowing what the results might be. Fate Skimmer is our general, and the command trait we've gone for is Arch Sorcerer on our Fate Skimmer. Now, what this is going to do for our Fate Skimmer here is it's going to just give them some extra magical power. So the general will know 2 extra spells here from the Law of Change. Now we then have the artifact, the Nine-Eyed Tome as well, which will just give us rerolls for the Fate Skimmer. Then we've got the spells of Bolt of Tzeentch and Treason of Tzeentch from the Demonic. But we've also taken Merciless Blizzard as well as our standard spell from the Law of Frost. Battleline wise, we have our current Acolytes with all the upgrades, same with the Zangors and 3 Screamers of Tzeentch in there as well. We then have a Burning Sigil of Tzeentch, a Tome of Eyes, and 3 Flamers of Tzeentch in there as well, rounding out the force. Lastly, everything here is wrapped up in a single 1-drop battalion for a 1-drop force. I think this, for me, is the best way to go about having this force built. It's going to allow you to set up, get your damage out, deal what you need to straight away, and really take the advantage in the game. If you've got some ideas on how you would build your Tzeentch force up using the Vanguard box set as the core for the new season in Andor for Warhammer Age of Sigmar, let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. And so, thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more content, and also drop a comment down below letting us know what you thought about the video. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our fun little community, we have a Discord server which is linked down in the video's description, and also linked down in the video's description are the best ways to help support the channel, either by Patreon or YouTube members, or by grabbing yourself some merch from our Teespring store as well. All of those are linked down in the video's description, and a special thank you to our YouTube members and patrons. We'd like to give you all a shout out, so thank you to our YouTube members John Castle, Disco, James Tillman, Monty Tabletop Terrain, Ariana Edwards, Broken Chef, the Johnny84, Lock Lorick, Ronya, Greenroots Gaming, and our patrons Wasaren, Kenny Lyle, Outer and Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Cure Dynamic, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Benjamin Swallows, Redman, Iron Grinch, Colorblind Magic, Grimscold, and Andy C. Thank you all once again, everyone. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the grey. Ciao for now.